Hello everyone, welcome to my show, Paging Dr. Gupta. My name is Payal Gupta. I'm a fourth year student doctor in training. Today I'm here with Dr. Sam. He is working with AFD clinics. Today our topic is going to be domestic violence. So I'm going to ask him some questions. Good to see you, Dr.
Nice
Sam.
to see you again.
So I want to know how would you define domestic violence?
Domestic violence is unfortunately a growing concern. Domestic violence is generally violence between boyfriends, girlfriends, husband, wives, and also between parents, kids, and elders as well. So it could be a broad range of situations, and a lot of domestic violence is when people are living together, but it can also, of course, happen when people are not living together.
And does it have to be just physical, or can it be verbal abuse, in your opinion?
Most of the time it starts off as psychological and verbal, and psychological and verbal tends to be a lot harder to diagnose and treat, whereas physical abuse, should really never happen. However, that happens all the time, unfortunately. But psychological abuse is extremely common.
And do you think that it's increasing as far as, prevalence around the world and in the United States in general?
I think awareness is increasing, and prevalence and reported prevalence is clearly increasing all over the world. It could be that it was always there, and a lot of times it was hidden. However, a lot of the ways we can do to help improve the scenario really starts off from childhood.
And what do you think that we as physicians can do to help out and increase more awareness among our female patients?
That's a great question. Traditionally, most violence occurs from men to women, or guys to girls. There is obviously, of course, abuse the other way as well. More of that is going to be verbal or psychological. The biggest thing is instilling a good sense of confidence in our kids and our next generation.
And is there ways for women to get help anonymously in case they're worried about, further partner abuse to their children?
Oh, there are. Domestic abuse shelters do try to keep things anonymous, obviously for the safety of women, kids. However, really our goal as physicians and public health is to help prevent it before it gets to that stage. And again, it all starts off from childhood.
And do you think that it affects children as well?
Clearly. There is, of course, domestic abuse that also known as child abuse, that of course occurs, but even if it's the parents who are fighting, the kids are basically the ones who are suffering the most.
Okay. So I think that, do you have any other comments to make?
Yeah, no, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
So what do you think about the prevalence of domestic abuse worldwide?
I think it's definitely increasing quite a bit, especially recently. There's been in India actually, there's been a huge domestic violence case in New Delhi, and it involved I think 6 or 7 guys and one woman. She was actually around my age, and she boarded a bus in the middle of the night and got raped by 6 or 7 guys.
And died.
And died, yeah. So it's definitely increasing. And more awareness is, throughout the world, I would say.
Sadly, one of my nurses, Carla Dillard, she was our nurse for 6 years. She died recently in a domestic violence case. Actually, it was sad. It was on Valentine's Day this year.
Oh, that's
so,
really sad.
Yeah, it really does raise awareness that we need to prevent these things way before it should never happen.
And I think that, any more questions, Dr. Sam?
No, thank you for watching AFD TV.
The preceding advice provided in this video is informational and strictly the opinions of Dr. Sam Yadrala and AFD Clinics. For a more accurate medical opinion of your personal health, please consult your primary care physician or visit one of AFD's clinics today.